Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Design Council and welcome to this special event, Leading with Design, which is supported by the Cultural Leadership Programme. And I see us having three objectives: have a good conversation about design and leadership around design, gain some hopefully useful first-hand experiences and insights, but also, I hope, meet some interesting people.
What have I learned along the way about leadership? And there's endless books and quotes and facts and figures about this, but I think ultimately it's a personal definition that I'll share with you. Leadership, loyalty and learning. Leaders expect loyalty. Leaders who stay the course and stay a while, frankly, in an organisation and earn that loyalty and respect tend to deliver better results. I think great leaders have the ability to step out of themselves, and every day I try and spend a couple of minutes now being the investor, being the consumer, and going the extra mile to do that. It's really easy to talk about understanding consumer needs, but it's not just the consumer. There's a whole collaboration of people involved in projects. You need to understand the needs of procurement and operations and finance and marketing and HR, not just consumer needs. There's a whole series of chapters and paths one has to go through before you get anywhere near the consumer, which is why I think so many good innovations fail. It is actually better to take action and start moving and create momentum and self-correct as you go than sit around procrastinating too long. And be accountable for that. Don't duck it. You know, you don't have to be right all the time, but you do have to stand up and take accountability for those decisions. The number of designers I constantly hear whinging about the client's a nightmare, the project's a nightmare. Get real. You know, you're selling change, you're selling ideas. You know, people need to be accompanied on that journey, not challenged and threatened when they don't agree with everything you say. There's a big idea at the heart of every project, every team, every business, every organisation, and it is very easy to lose that big idea in the cut and thrust of doing. It's the why, not the how and the who and the when and the where and the how much. That's all important, but it is the leader's job to keep the why alive all the way through, not just at the front end. I think great leaders understand what success looks like, they can visualise it, they can verbalise it, and they can share the trappings of success. There is no I in team and there is no I in leader either. I've never had a light bulb moment in the shower. I don't know anybody who ever did. You know, don't wait for inspiration to come to you. Go out and look for it. Be quite selfish if you have to be. Create some time and space. Get out of the office, get out of work, get out of your comfort zone and go looking for some inspiration. Know when to say no, know when to say you don't know when to say you're sorry, and take some pride in that. It's called integrity.
For us, what's important here is we are trying to bring design thinking and design skills, the way in which we approach the world and what we do, out into the real world. And that's our definition of leadership, is not just being a leader within a particular sort of industry, working for design managers, but getting CEOs, prime ministers, presidents, to take seriously the perspective that designers have. And for us, this is sort of the ultimate goal. Design leaders need credibility. Everyone needs credibility. And one of the hardest things as a leader is as you sort of overlook more and more parts of a business and become more general, you can lose credibility with designers. And it's important always, we feel, to get stuck in at the coalface, helping on projects, working with clients. If I flit between meetings, just turning up, saying a few words and leaving, no one has got any sense of who I am, and it's incredibly important to do that. But at the same time, we need collaboration and empathy. So at IDEO, we always talk about T-shapedness. You need a depth, but you need breadth. And in leadership, this sense of empathy for others and humility is incredibly important. So I think at IDEO, we really try to grow leaders that don't lead from the front so much, unless they really have to, but really lead from the middle. I think big, really big, but act really small. So the point was made already earlier. I think inspiration is one of the key things. I love the fact that George Cox, the ex-chairman of the Design Council, when publicising his Cox Review, the influential Cox Review, said, you know, if Microsoft had been started in the UK, I think they would have wanted to be the biggest software company in Guildford. And I think sometimes the design industry in the UK is a bit like that. It doesn't really think very big. For me, what was interesting about the picture of the world is that it is what the astronauts showed us. And apparently environmental concern was first raised when people could see the world as a whole. And yet, you see the world as a whole, you see how small you are. So this sense of sort of ambition, wow, look how amazing this is, and yet, my God, I'm a small component, is a really important part of the balance. So what we're trying to do always with our leaders is catalyze them, make them connect with really inspiring people that make them see how big the world is, how big the opportunity is, but always do it in a low ego way. And if I'd characterize sometimes the stereotype of design leadership, if you take the stereotype that the IKEA ads have, it's actually someone probably with rather small ambitions as a design leader. Oh, I wish to create the next generation of lamps and tables, but a rather big ego. And so this imbalance between small vision, large ego is completely wrong. We feel we need big vision, small ego, and that's it. Thank you.